did we really go see Bruce Springsteen last night at Pantages Theater? And I met him with his shirt off. And then we went to a dinner where he was eating onion rings and chicken. And then did I tell the Edge that he could be on Side One Dummy and that I'll go to the show in Jersey? He goes, yeah, that happened. I'm like, all right, man. Talk to you later. It all started, Bruce Springsteen is friends with Jesse Malin, which that's like, how is you're friends with Bruce Springsteen? Yes. Like he recorded on Jesse's record. Jesse's played live with them. There's just been this connection between them. And this is years ago. Now they're even tighter. But at the beginning, of their relationship, Jesse would tell me about it. I was like, oh my God, I'm a huge Springsteen fan. What's that like? And Jesse would just be like, he's cool. If you ever meet him, and I'm like, if I ever meet him, yeah, you'll love him. Okay, sure. Bruce released a solo record years and years ago. It's in the 2000s. And it was his first solo record that he had done in a while. And he was doing shows around the United States. And he comes through LA and he's doing the Pantages Theater on Hollywood Boulevard. And I got a call from Jesse that day, not the day before, not the week before, the day of. Yo, I'm in town. I'm going to see Bruce tonight. You got to come. What? I got you a ticket. Let's go see Bruce tonight, Pantages Theater. What? Jesse, that ticket's like the hottest ticket. Like, yeah. He goes, yeah, he's doing acoustic. You're going to love it. Boom. I'm expecting we'll go down. I'm going to be in the back of the room. No, we are front and center. I meet him at the Pantages Theater and he comes out, he grabs me. He's like, let's go. We go inside. We watch Springsteen. He's telling stories. His record had just come out. He's playing these songs acoustically. I think maybe he got on the piano. It was just an intimate night with Bruce. It gets done. I get up, man, thank you. That's what a great night. He's like, oh no, man. He goes, no, we're gonna go meet Bruce. What? I go, dude, I don't want to go back there. It's gonna be a zoo. He goes, no, let's go. You're gonna love him. You're gonna love him. We go backstage, and like I said, I remember we're in the hallway. Every celeb that's a celeb in Hollywood is there, all waiting to see Bruce. And as we're standing there around, just every actor that you could imagine and all these people, I'm saying to Jesse, I'm like, dude, let's just go. He's like, no, dude, we're going to go. Door opens up and this guy pops his head out, looks at Jesse, goes, yo, Jesse, yeah, come on. Bruce wants to see you. I'm like, no way. We're walking through now in front of all these people, walk backstage. We walk in. I'll never forget when we walk in. It was, you always have in your mind how you envision meeting someone. The way I met Bruce Springsteen was not the way I envisioned meeting him. As I walked in, he has no shirt on. He's putting on another shirt. Dude, the guy's cut. He's like, Jesse, hey, what's up? Okay. They hug each other. He puts on his black t-shirt and Jesse goes, hey, man, this is my friend, Joesib. And then Bruce, without missing a beat, goes, Jesse says you got something to do with the Warped Tour. We love the Warped Tour. I take my son all the time, Asbury Park. And I'm like, no way. How did Bruce Springsteen knows about the Warped Tour? We start talking about the Warped Tour. We, a couple stories back and forth. Jesse and him talk about this solo record that he's just released. Talk about the show. I just kind of keep my mouth shut, just taking it all in. Like, wow, there he is, the boss right in front of me. And to me, the night has gotten better and it's done. We just saw him play for 3 hours or whatever. We just met him. It's over. Time to go home. Then he says to Jesse, as we're leaving, hey, you know where we're going, right? And Jesse goes, yeah. He goes, okay, cool. I'll see you at the restaurant. We walk out. We get into my car and I go, oh my God, I'm hugging Jesse. Dude, that was insane. And Jesse says I know. He goes, yeah, so we're going to go to Kate Manalini's. I'm all, the restaurant? He goes, yeah, we're all meeting there for dinner. I go, what are you talking about? Down on Wilshire? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm not going, dude. I go, that's going to be a zoo. There's going to be a million. He goes, no, dude, it's just going to be me, you, and Bruce. I go, dude, I'm not, I got Jesse, I'm expecting after party, people drinking, raging. And he's like, no, he's just us, dude. We drive down. You got to remember, it's like 11 o'clock at night. The restaurant shut down. There's black SUVs though, everywhere. Full president showing up. We pull up. Can I have your name? Yeah, Jesse Malin. He goes, who's this? Joesib. Okay, cool. Get in the car, get out of the car, walk into the restaurant. We're not even in the main part of the restaurant. They walk us all the way through to a room with a table about this size. 2 people there, 1 person at the end, 2 more people there, boom. And as we walk in, Bruce is already there. And it's a little room. Bruce is already sitting at the end. And as I look over, like right here, the Edge from U2, like sitting down, eye contact, like holy, like boom, there he is. And then he has his buddy with him, and then Bruce. And Jesse. That's the dinner. And like, let's put it this way. All that went through my head when I sat down, U2 was my jam. When you were a punker growing up and you were hanging out and you had to put on a record that everyone, the goths, the punkers, that you put on U2, everyone, okay, U2 boy, okay, we can, Sunday Bloody Sun, like everyone's cool. I couldn't stop looking at the Edge. And then what I realized when I was sitting there, I said to myself, Joe, this is the first time in your life that you need to shut up. There's nothing that you need to talk about tonight. But then I couldn't be that guy because Edge is like, hey, how are you? He's like talking to me, and I got to talk to him. I can't not talk to him, or I'm going to be the rude guy. I remember they had a bartender coming around. I grabbed a 7 and 7. I'm like, all right, this is what I'm gonna drink this. And the food's coming out. And I don't know why I always remember this, but Bruce was wedging chicken and like an onion ring. I was like, damn, like that guy is just going, he's grinding that. Like he is going to town on that food. While we're sitting there having this dinner, the news comes out that his record's #1. And he gets the news. And he's like, yeah, I just found out, some handler comes in and goes, hey, Bruce, this just came out. Your record's #1. He's like, wow. And what I loved was the Edge, all these guys, they were so grateful. Like they were just musicians. Like Bruce wasn't like, oh yeah, okay, cool, thanks. Like he was like, wow. Like, I can't believe that. And, they all start talking about that. The reason the Edge was there was because U2 was on tour. And I had just seen U2 about, 3 weeks before play Los Angeles, and they killed it. And I start talking to the Edge. I'm like, hey man, I was at the show in LA. He goes, what night did you come? The first night or the second? I go, I came to the first night. He's like, that was the better show. And we start talking about it. And then, we're drinking. So before we know it, you really are just realizing these guys are just musicians like anybody else. And at one point, Jesse asks Bruce, him seeing the Ramones and then, Hungry Heart and how that he wrote that, for the Ramones. And there's just all these conversations, and it suddenly goes from Bruce Springsteen and the Edge from U2 to just guys and musicians just shooting the shit. I told the Edge I worked with Dave King from Flogging Molly. How's Dave doing? Oh, great. And he finds out I have a record company, and the Edge says, he's asking me all these questions about Side One Dummy Records, and I'm kind of buzzed. And I start saying to the Edge, hey man, anytime you guys want to be on Side One, I'll make it happen. And then Bruce is like, this guy's crazy, Jesse. And I'm like, Bruce, you too. Get you on the label. We're just joking all around. Everyone's having a great time. And then I hear the Edge, in this moment say to Bruce, hey, we'll be out, your way, Bruce, at the end of the month. And I'd love for you to come to the show. And he's inviting Bruce Springsteen to see U2. Bruce says, man, I really appreciate that. But when we're home, we just stay home. I'm just not going to really go out. Basically says to the Edge, yeah, thanks for the offer. But when I'm home, man, I'm going to hang in. And it kind of gets quiet for a second. And I look over at the Edge and I go, I'll go. I would totally go to that, man. I will. And everyone just starts laughing, And I remember that night, like, it was one of those nights where I was driving home and I'm with Jesse and I drop him off at his hotel. And I remember I get home and you're sitting there in your car and it just feels like everything that's just transpired since 7 o'clock that night was a dream. And it's one of those moments that you almost have to, the next morning, I remember I called Jesse Malin and I go, hey man, he's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, did we really go see Bruce Springsteen last night at Pantages Theater? And I met him with his shirt off. And then we went to a dinner where he was eating onion rings and chicken. And then did I tell the Edge that he could be on Side One Dummy and that I'll go to the show in Jersey? He goes, yeah, that happened. I'm like, all right, man. Talk to you later.